Awesome. Welcome everyone to Sysco Canada's Virtual Kitchen. We are having our first fryer oil day show, Mr. Chef Ecker. How are you?
Oh, fantastic, Jay. How you doing?
You're looking at the wrong camera again.
No, I just gotta turn up my volume because I'm old.
That's awesome. Well, welcome everyone. So we're excited about today because we're going to go through oil, and I'm going to just jump out there and know we have seen enormous price increases in this space of restaurants and oil, and we're going to help you today. We got a new product out here, a new Sysco product out here. These fryer filter pods or pads that we have. Peter's going to test them out, but I'm going to give the floor to Peter to share with us all these amazing ideas and things that we can do to help you with your oil. Over to you, Peter.
Oh, thanks a lot, Jay. So this is a real special edition of SVK, and of course we're talking fryer oil, but today's feature is really about the fryer oil filter pods. Innovative, new to the industry, and I got my products about 2 weeks ago, and we've been testing the heck out of them, and what an incredible results we've been seeing. So we're going to go talk a little bit about the oil, we'll talk a little bit about the pods, and hopefully you'll see the advantages and definitely the benefits that you'll see at your food and of course your costs, right? So there's a lot of really great information in regards to when you go on the site and you see what's happening. There's signing up for a demonstration. There's some great information on the products. It's very easy to use. Here it is right here. Okay, so we'll get right back to that in just a minute and talk a little bit about that. We're going to swing the camera around here because we're really interactive today.
Yeah, so Peter, I'm going to just mention to everyone that's watching today is going to watch this film. This is the code that you can use in Canada here to actually purchase this product. And Peter's going to go through that. But it's not even on the case there, Peter, that you have on the box there. But definitely there's the product if you want to order it. Now we have all these different websites that you can go check out at freshfry.me/Sysco. You can check that out. There's amazing stuff on this site, like Peter said. And there's also a calculator we're going to attempt today. And I did a little test this morning, and there's some pretty significant savings. So anyways, over to you, Peter.
Oh, that's great, Jay. Thanks a lot. So, of course, like I said, you're not going to see as much to me as I know you love to on these shows that we're doing. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about oil and why oil is so important. So I've got a couple different products here that I have on display. We have, of course, the Sysco Classic, an Imperial, and then a Classic and a Pale. So depending on what you're using and what you're using it for. And this is really what I wanted to try and bring to our attention right now was a little bit about what are you using your fryer oil for? You know,
So Peter,
yeah,
I got to jump in here a few times, but
please.
I always go for the cheapest oil, right? The
Yeah,
cheapest
sure.
oil, right? Is that the right thing I should be doing?
No, Jay. What we should be doing is using our sales consultants and really trying to understand what are you frying at your locations, in your food trucks, at your restaurants, at your hotel, schools, universities. That's really the most important thing, because when we talk a little bit about, and I was just reading some of the great stuff here from some of the testimonials. We got some great testimonials here for some great customers, and we have a customer here that fries a ton of Brussels sprouts, so lots of water getting into the oil, and the incredible results that this chef has been seen in the longevity of the oils themselves was a great testimonial for me. What I've been doing, just to keep it really interactive, Jay, this is what we'll see here right now. Look at the difference in these two oils. So one is 2 weeks without having the pods, and the 2 weeks using the pods, and absolutely incredible clarity. So this is really what we're looking for when we're doing the frying, because we want to keep all the taste in the food, and we want to keep the oil longer in the fryer, controlling our costs, keeping our products looking great, which I've got a couple examples that we'll show you in just a few minutes. But being able to use the pod, and I got a pod right here, so we'll swing it back over. And this is my pod from last night, right here. So it went in the fryer, and it sat in the fryer overnight, right after you turn the fryer off, okay? And talking to the specialists that we have from this company, they were explaining to me a little bit about why and what we do. So the warmer the oil, the better it is for the actual absorption into the pod. And these are the questions that I wanted to ask. I peppered them with a lot of things. They had a lot of great answers, and I was just so excited to be trying out the product that we did it again. So here it is, all natural ingredients.
Yeah, so it's I love the fact that it's vegan and kosher.
Look at that.
Plant-based.
Plant-based. Yep, absolutely.
So no fancy chemicals, because Peter, you've been in this industry for a long time. You have seen things like this that had some pretty wicked chemicals in it in the past.
Sure, absolutely. And you know, the pod itself is really what's been missing, because we've seen a lot of these other things here. And if you see in this fryer right next to me, we have a screen. It's a secondary style screen that goes in your fryer, and it keeps the crumb out of your fryer, right? So throughout your shift, you can take this out and knock out your crumb. So if you're using a lot of products, you know, we got some beautiful Sysco shrimp here, but if you've got a lot of products that have a lot of crumb, of course, you want to get that crumb out of there, Jay. And this is really a great way to be able to keep the particulate from getting into the bottom of your fryer. So when the pods came along, I was like, holy smokes, this is absolutely incredible. So we just take the pod itself, and we just put it directly into the basket and right down in the fryer, as you've seen maybe in the intro video earlier. And basically, when we were going through all of the different data that we had on these pods, what we're seeing is we're seeing what I was talking about earlier: extended shelf life, cost reduction, beautiful tasting food, increased sales, right? So when you go to bring up the calculator, Jay, this will be really important to everyone, as we know that the right fryer oil for the right reason is important. Making sure you take care of your oil is important. But now we have this added advantage of having this fryer filter pod that is so incredible that I just I had to use it to believe it, and it was just absolutely incredible. So these are really the advantages to having something like that, and the step-by-step that they show you here, super easy. People had questions about shortening. People had questions about towel. It's all in here, right? They tell you exactly what to do depending on what you're using in your fryer. So very informative, and that's why I encourage you to sign up for the quick training or to talk to your sales consultant and really dial in on what's happening with your food. So, Jay, I'll tell you, we did this earlier. We had some onion rings for breakfast. I mean, what better breakfast than there is? So
No, you did not. That's two different oils, Peter. No, onion rings for breakfast is perfect for any breakfast. You're just missing an egg.
I had the eggs on the side.
Yeah, okay.
That's right. But this is really what we're looking for. And this oil is already at 2 weeks, full use. We pumped a ton of products through the fryer, and we're still getting absolutely beautiful results. So Peter,
is that two different fryers then with the onion rings there?
Okay, so this is what we did. We cooked the same amount of product in fryer on the left and the fryer on the right. And so these were the results that we've seen after 2 weeks of using the filter pods. All right. So maybe your volume's a little busier than maybe your neighbor's restaurant, or maybe it's not. But the proof for me was really in the pod instead of in the pudding. And that's really what we wanted to really dial in on, was the ease of use. It's safe. It's environmentally friendly. It's an all-natural product. And it really was showing us some great results. So
that's crazy, Peter.
And again, I used the a high-low oil, standard in the middle oil, and the results, again, like I said, were really outstanding. So for me, as a chef and a culinarian, not just hearing testimonials from other folks, because that's not my restaurant, and there's a lot of great stuff in here, was to use it here in the culinary center and making sure that we were getting the exact results that we wanted to, because I know our customers are going to want this product and dial in on seeing how well it works for them.
So, Peter, did you know that what they're doing also is that the first case is guaranteed? And what you have to do to get that is that you go to a completion of an onboarding session. So you go to this website that we have right here. Perfect. Type that in, go there, set it up. There's a really simple website. It's actually a really good website. Yeah. And then you fill out that information and they'll walk you through and set you up. And then you got that. So if you don't like the product, they're going to probably buy it back from you, right? It's guaranteed. So great product to test out, to try it. But I can't believe you're getting that difference on the product quality. That's crazy, Peter.
Yeah, that's great, Jay. So if we swing it back over here to the fryer, we'll talk a little bit more about the handling. I know that you guys will have some of that a little bit later on. But after you're basically bringing the pot up out of the fryer, you're just letting it rest here and drain it back into the fryer. Of course, the oil now is not hot because you're coming in the morning. You're doing that before you get going. And this is absolutely incredible. So you're able to handle it really safely because it's not hot. The cooks can just take the product and put it straight in the into the garbage, and not a problem at all. So it is something that you're using on a daily, nightly basis, depending on your hours of operation. But really slick, real easy, and again, I was really amazed by the results that I was getting from this product. So I know that you were talking a little bit about the calculator. And
I'm going to try. Do you want to try it, Peter?
Yeah.
Do you want to give it a try right now? Let's give it a try.
Yeah. Fire up there. Gee, let's,
I think Fresh Fry's watching us, so let's give this thing a try.
Yeah, no
All right. All right. I love this stuff. I love this stuff. I love this stuff. This is what we do, folks. We help customers, and we're big on saving money, and that's why today's show is so important, is we know that the fryer oil pricing has gone ridiculously high for many reasons. Different podcast or different show. But let's get into this, Peter. So I don't even know how much people pay for a jug of oil nowadays. $50. They have $50 on here as a benchmark.
Yeah, you know what? It is around $45, $50 on average. Yeah.
Okay, so let's play it safe. Let's go 45.
Yeah.
All right. How many fryers do you have? How many?
Two.
At least two, right?
Yeah.
Hey, is everyone seeing this? Okay.
Yeah, it looks great.
All right.
Yeah.
How many times do you change your oil per week? Oh man, it's been 20 some years since I was changing oil. So.
Oh, I know. I seen you under your car there last week. Okay.
Thank you.
But,
different oil.
Really, on average, we're seeing a 5 to 7 day kind of
so twice a week, at least twice a week, then.
Around twice a week, yeah.
Okay, here we go. Okay, you ready? And I love the fact that they have this in Canadian dollars.
Yeah, wonderful.
Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so this is how much you're spending. All right. So first of all, it's crazy the savings that this product is going to do for our customers and for anyone that purchases product. That's crazy savings. That's almost $5,000 of savings in that, which doesn't include the time, I'm guessing. But it's got it in there as well. Frankly, I've seen oil changes back in my day that take a lot longer than that amount of time. Awesome stuff though. Look at that savings, Peter.
Yeah,
$4,600 Canadian a year. Right, that's a lot. You can buy a lot of groceries for that.
Yeah, you can buy a lot of groceries of that. You can do a lot of great investment back into your company, and these are really the types of tools that we want to continue to bring to our customers. And we're just flabbergasted right now. Like I'm kind of speechless with the results that I've been getting over the last little while. And what I think is important for everyone to understand is that we're still handling our oil the same way we've done before. So we're still going to filter it. We're still going to clean the fryer, whether you're doing a boil out or wherever you're doing that, and sanitize it, and then put the oil back in the next day. Of course, depending on what type of oil you're using and when you're filtering. These types of things are incredible. And that's why we had that pre-screen, Jay, to keep the crumb coming out of there, right? Because that's going to add even longer life to the oil. So for me...
And it's... Sorry, go ahead, Peter.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say it's typically not the executive chef of the restaurant or location changing the oils either. We know that, and that's the reality, right? And if you can do anything to reduce, I always look at things at high cost, like high risk, we used to call it.
Yes.
Right, low cost, high risk, right? And the perception of oil, because it's a very high cost product, but it's a perception that it's low cost, right?
Yeah. It didn't really have the respect of a lot of other ingredients that were in your kitchen until just recently, when the thresholds are going higher and higher with the costs of these types of products. And that's why people are thinking, do I shift? And we're here to tell them today, don't shift to a lower quality product. Find the right oil, talk to your sales consultants, find the right oil for the right types of things that you're using in your establishment. That's really the key. And doing the pod, to me, is just that added advantage that you're going to get. You got cost savings, you got flavor, you got color that really just hits all the notes for me as a chef. So
yeah, and I'll have to tell everyone that's watching this and everyone that's going to watch this later, Peter did test this for 2 weeks, right? And we stand back. We want to stand behind the products. And Peter questioned. We had meetings about it. We looked at it. We did everything to make sure that what we're saying today on this show is 100% true.
There it is again. If you tuned in late. Look at that.
One's really weak coffee and one's a little bit stronger coffee.
Well, we don't drink weak coffee here, though, Jay. I'll tell you. We French press every morning just so I can get a smile on for SVK, right? So no, but there's the results right there, right? That was for me what I wanted to make sure that I had some of that, and I kept some of that for us for the show. And again, depending on what you're choosing for your oil, the pod is going to be a solution for you no matter what. Absolutely.
So folks, we got to remember it's vegan and kosher, it's plant-based. You still do what you normally do. It's surprisingly, whoever invented this, you just created a filter like in our cars for oil. And I love the fact that it's so simple and so easy, because there's a lot of crazy things out there. Right? There's a lot of crazy gadgets. Peter, you've seen everything. I've seen things you put in the deep fryer, you filter program, like I've seen chemicals, you name it. Great product. Now, Peter,
well, you know what? I thought I was a great test subject because I was like the king of the fryer. I like to put a lot of stuff in the fryer and invent food that goes into the fryer, like my deep fried sandwiches, like the deep fried egg.
Yeah.
One of the throws. These things are, the fryer became a centerpiece in the appetizer section in the kitchen and on menus for so long now that you got to have it, right? I don't know too many restaurants that don't have one. They really are a key and like a real cornerstone inside the equipment lineup that you have in the kitchen. So what better thing is to have a product like this that can really take you to the next level, not just saving you money, but really helping your product improve itself day in and day out, right?
So Peter, I just want to do, because we did an average restaurant. Now I just want to do this calculator because I geek out over these calculator things.
Sure.
For restaurants.
Yeah.
Let's go with someone that's paying $50 for a jug of oil, but has 4 deep fryers, because it is possible, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, it even moves, which is perfect.
High volume pub.
Chicken wing pub.
Absolutely, yes.
Right? Chicken wings, onion rings for breakfast. Right? And we're just going to do 2 times a week. Okay, here we go, folks.
Yep.
And the savings, what do you think the savings is, Peter?
I don't know, 8,000.
It's a small used car.
Holy smokes!
So that's
what I'm
10.
talking
Like we
about.
didn't stage this, folks. It's not staged. We're not. Like Peter's seeing this for the first time. I'm seeing this for the first time. 10K. Right.
Fabulous.
This is what we're talking about. Low cost in a perception, not nowadays, but high risk. Right. It's kind of. I'm going to use like the French fries in the old days. We used to say French fries are low cost, high risk because people eat them all the time. Well, if your staff always eat your French fries, your costs actually go up quite a bit. So if we can put things in place to reduce the cost, to reduce the risk of your oil, so it lasts longer, helps your quality of your food, which the onion rings tell the story right there that Peter's got.
Yeah, this is just incredible.
It's a no-brainer. So, anyways, Peter, is there anything else you want to touch on around oil? Because today's fryer oil day.
Yeah, I got to do that right away next. But I just wanted to say is that this is all you got to do.
That's
Put it in the fryer. Right, it doesn't get any easier than this. We have a lot of products that come to the industry, and they're not always easy. They're not always ready to go. And this is just something that just blew me out of the water, right? So,
awesome.
This is definitely something that's going to be in my culinary center, and I hope it'll be in your restaurant. And hopefully, you'll get some great results like I did as well.
So Peter, let's break to a quick commercial. We'll come back with Peter, and then Peter's going to get deep down and serious
right
with
into
oils. He gets right into the oil. So we'll be right back, folks, after this quick message.
Right on, Jay.
Fresh food and fresh ideas are at the heart of food and service. Working with the greatest team of supplier partners, Sysco delivers the big brands you expect, the Sysco brands you'll be delighted by, and the specialty items that will set you apart. Sysco also goes to great lengths to ensure that our suppliers and our state-of-the-art distribution warehouses maintain the highest safety standards, often above and beyond government regulations. With Sysco, quality is assured from fresh to finish. Creating memories with food starts with great ingredients. Sysco's brand family includes standout, authentic products such as Orizio's Italian staples, Butcher's Block Prime cuts, Sysco natural organic produce with the freshest field favorites, and more. Our brands are produced by partners who share our love for high-quality food products and our core values of integrity, excellence, teamwork, responsibility, and inclusiveness. Our assortment is always expanding. Find what you need today. The options are endless with Sysco. Visit sysco.ca to learn more.
Awesome. Welcome back, everyone. We're here with our first Fryer Oil Friday. That's what we should probably called it, Peter. And we're talking oil today, folks. We're talking ways to save it. Peter's going to get down and deep into the oil right now. And Peter, over to you.
Well, thanks a lot, Jay. So I got the camera turned again, folks, over here to the little presentation staging that I have next to the fryer. So, I'm off camera, but I think you guys will be all right for a minute. So everyone's saying, why is there olive oil here? Well, I use the olive oil because I wanted to use it as an example that a lot of culinarians know and understand about the quality of olive oil and the differences between an extra virgin, a virgin, a blend, and a pumice, right? Most people are understanding what that's all about, and it really reflects itself in how you use it, what do you use it for, and the price, okay? So that's why I put that there, because it was really important to understand what kind of canola oil you're buying. And your sales consultants are going to ask you questions about what are you cooking in your oil? How are you handling your oil, right? What temperatures are you running your fryers at? These are all key questions to understand to match you up to the right oil. So I brought this here because some people like to have the bucket. It is food grade bucket, so they're using it for storage and so forth. That maybe it's easier to handle for them.
It's a good chair. It's a good chair.
Yeah, absolutely. And then of course over here we have the other classic. This is a blended high stabilized canola oil, and this is what would be the mid-range oil. And then of course in the imperial oil here, this is the high performance oil. So if you're doing something where you're cooking a lot of products like raw fries, raw wings, the Brussels sprouts like we talked about earlier, you're definitely going to want to have a product that's going to be something in this area here
Yeah.
that's going to give you the flavor and the performance that you need. And then when you're moving into here, if you're doing a lot of proteins, you're doing battering your own shrimp that we talked about earlier. You're doing a lot of Asian cooking. If you're making your own onion rings, these are a little bit lower in water content. And this oil here, people already notice and recognize the flavor, the lack of flavor transfer, and the brilliance of the flavors that they're getting in their dishes day in and day out. And what does that mean? Well, the onion rings taste like onion and the shrimp tastes like shrimp. And this is key. So again, this is really where I like to be. If you're not in the fry-on, well, that's another conversation, because again, we've got to keep an eye on costs in the growing seasons. So if you're choosing an entry-level canola product, it's probably meant for a salad oil. So, and this is why, again, you'll be changing your fryer every 3 or 4 days and moving. So you don't save money with an economical entry-level fryer oil. And that's why I have these here today, that if you hadn't seen these brands before, these are definitely brands for you to have discussions about, and why I'm using that and why I would use one thing over the other. So for me, the why was here and the proof was in the pod, right? There's another pudding pun. So, but really, this was for me was the results that I was looking for.
Peter, can you bring those onion rings really close to the camera?
Oh yeah, sure.
I just want people to see the difference.
I got a breaded and a battered here, so depending on what you're using, one has a little bit more crumb particulate that ends up in your fryer. One has less, right? But when you're battering, what do you want to have for sure in both these products is less oil absorption, right? So your food still tastes like the food, and that's why I'm a huge fan in this category here.
I think most consumers wants that too, Peter.
Yeah, and then the shrimp. Well, these are the beautiful 1620 breaded shrimp, portico shrimp with a wonderful cucumber wasabi. It's my favorite. I like to put it on everything right now. But really, this was the information I wanted to tell you about oil. They're not all created equal, right? Really important to know about what you're cooking, how you're handling it, making sure you are following the processes. And please, don't just leave your fryer cooking, right? If you and again, this isn't about the oil anymore now. This is about your energy money. And it's really important to know, is your fryer calculated, right? Is it really 350 degrees or 340 degrees?
What do you set it at? What you should set a fryer at, Peter?
I keep mine at around 340, but it does depend on what I'm cooking or demonstrating to the customers. It might come down a bit and up a bit. So when you make homemade fries, you leave it on the lowest setting, 200, 225, and you blanch your fries. And then you cool them, you store them. And then when you go to cook them again, you're at a regular 350 degrees. So you can manipulate your fryer oil temperatures for depending on what you're trying to do. But really what I want to try to drive home today is that, for example, you're opening up, cook starting 8 o'clock, lunch is at 11:30, and the staff come in and just turn all the equipment on. When the fryer needs about 11 minutes, 12 minutes or so to come to temperature, Jay, you just turn it on just prior to lunch service. And then when you're in your quiet period, depending on where that is and when that is, this is really important that maybe you need both fryers on. Turn one off. Save that hydro, save that gas or propane. We got a lot of people using propane in the north here in Canada. So it really costs a lot of money. And then again, when you're getting slower in the evening, maybe you're turning one more on. Maybe you had one off the whole day because you got a lot of action later on at night, 9, 10 o'clock, your pub food, change your menu, right? Now you got both fryers on. So these types of things are key, not just the pre-screen, not just the filtering program, making sure your staff are being able to filter cold, right? So we have a lot of great oils. All of these oils that I showed you are all filter cold, right? So you don't have to have the fryer on, or you don't have to temper the oil at all to get frying. So it's very safe to use. And now with the pod, we just extended the life, nice and easy, safe for the staff to use. So I don't know, just fantastic.
Awesome. Well, no, it's fantastic. So Peter, let's just do, because I got to do this calculator one more time because I just love it. But let's do it. And you got out there and you ran out and you found a $30 pail of oil. somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's just play this game. Okay, you got 2 fryers. I just want to see if you save money still with a cheap oil, right? Like everyone goes up price, right?
Yeah, sure you can. Yeah.
Let's try. Let's see what happens, right? We're gonna do 2 times, 2
Yep.
oil. Okay, $30, right? You're still saving $3K.
Yeah. And even then, if you had to even change it 1 day or 2 days earlier, you're still saving. So no matter how you slice it up, you're really seeing results in your pocketbook, being able to lower your food cost, increase your profitability, and keep your food tasting better and your customers happier, right? So, yeah.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Awesome idea, Peter. Is there anything else you want to touch on, Peter, as we wrap up today's foodie?
No, you know what, Jay,
okay. I'm gonna mess up.
as much as oil, like I said, has been taking the back seat for a really, really long time. We wanted to do this show. We wanted to talk about oil, and now the pod came, and we're like, this is just perfect timing. Costs are going up, energy costs are going up. So your sales consultant, your culinary specialist, they're here to support you. They're here to really dial in on your business, ask you some really high-level questions, important questions. And if they're not sure, they'll talk to people like myself. If I'm not sure, we'll talk to other specialists that we have in the industry, and we'll make sure that we get the answers that you're looking for. And so now we have oil in the front seat, and it's driving sales. It's always been driving a tremendous amount of your sales, and now it's just increased your profitability. So that's really what I wanted to say.
More attention. We've given it more attention, which we needed to. So
100%.
So for everyone else, you know what? Tune in, subscribe, follow the SVK network. We're on all social media channels, Sysco social media channels. Follow us. We got tons of stuff. Peter's back next week with his own show, dishing it out, and we're gonna have a blast. But thanks again for everyone tuning in today. Here's the product code. Purchase it. If you purchase it, go to the website, Fresh Fry, and unbelievable. They'll guarantee the first product there to test it out. Check it out. I don't know why you wouldn't do this, but we're not pushy, but definitely a great product that we want you to use and save and help your fryer oil just get a lot better. Peter, show up the 2 cups of coffee there before we wrap up. Let's wrap up with that. There's a game changer right there as one of our comments came through. But thanks again, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. Tune in to SVK next week and stay safe. Cheers.
Hey.